Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day to start things off. It seems that not only the market but Bitcoin itself is not doing too well. Bitcoin's failed bull move on Sunday has left the doors open for the bears to make a comeback. The inverse head and shoulders breakout on May 20th signaled a short-term bullish reversal that could have seen Bitcoin rise to $9,000. However, the bulls ran out of steam at a high of $8,644 yesterday, and prices have fallen back to $8,240 at the time of writing. A drop of 2.8% over the last 24 hours, according to Bittrex. Bitcoin right now is actually 82.23, at least on this page at the time of me making this video. I've seen a lot of people writing in the comment section, and I'm starting to kind of feel this way myself. All of the manipulation aside, I feel like a lot of this is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will, simply on the basis of we've heard so many people constantly saying that they don't think that the market will move until we have any type of institutional investors. It's like when people always said, when you get a listing on Coinbase, this is when your coin will move. You can have any other type of news in the world possible for your coin. If you're not listed somewhere, your coin just will not move. And over the last couple of months, since the prices have been going down, I'm sure you have all noticed, the constant news is that we will not reach all-time highs until people with golden fingers decide to touch the market. And I feel like this is incorrect, simply because even if last winter was based off of hype, it was still done by normal people in the market. The general idea or consensus behind all of this now is that we, as normal crypto investors, do not have the power to push the prices back up, and therefore we must wait for some type of financial overlord to wave his wand over us, and then we are allowed to finally start making money again. But when you have news like this constantly coming out, like I said, all whatever aside, even the prices going down, we've had prices go down before, but when you constantly, like, even reading around, I don't give you guys all the, not negative news, but not all the news about everything going down and what all these other people are saying about prices and stuff like that. But there's a huge sentiment that the market just will not move until people have found a way to drag in institutional money back into the markets. But that's neither here nor there, at least for the time being. So CoinCheck is once again in the news. The cryptocurrency situation in Japan is changing rather quickly these days. CoinCheck, one of the country's bigger trading platforms, has made it clear that they are not too keen on privacy-oriented currencies. As such, they have announced the removal of Dash, Monero, and Zcash trading. It seems the company is also getting rid of Augur's REP token, or the REP token. When CoinCheck made it clear the company would remove all privacy and anonymity-oriented cryptocurrencies from its platform, the community wasn't too thrilled. The removal is the direct result of an order issued by the Japanese government, which didn't like sorry about that, my gosh, which didn't like currencies such as Dash and Monero. The fact that the exchange is complying without giving it a second thought also paints an interesting picture. I said that before. There's going to be a point where you have regulations and then you have people pointing and saying what you can and cannot do. And I think this is dangerous for the crypto sphere as a whole. Even so, CoinCheck will delist Monero, Dash, and Zcash by the end of June. Will be interesting to see if other trading platforms follow its lead. So far, that doesn't appear to have been the case, as most trading platforms are intent on not making such decisions until the last possible moment. This is not good news for the affected currencies, as Japan is a major market in the global cryptocurrency industry. One could argue that CoinCheck has little choice in the matter, considering that the Japanese FSA has advised exchanges to get rid of these coins specifically. CoinCheck will need to comply. Additionally, the trading platform has seen its fair share of adversity this year already, having lost $530 million worth of XEM or NEM through a hack before being acquired by Monex a few weeks ago. What is rather surprising is that CoinCheck is not intent on just delisting these three currencies. It now seems Augur's REP token will also be removed from the platform. It pretty much comes down to, they say they're removing it because it is unlicensed gambling, because it's like a prediction market. If you're using Augur, this is the point of the entire coin. And I said before, please watch out with where you put your money. I do like the idea of privacy-focused coins, but for some reason this year, 2018, we have entered a space where governments are afraid. There's no really other way to say it. I don't know if they'll admit that, of cryptocurrencies themselves and coins that they cannot track. They constantly say that they're doing this because of terrorism financing, illicit activities, drug deals, whatever you kind of want to place on top of the cake. And the fact that this has nothing to do with privacy is kind of telling of the coins that they will allow further in the future. Like I said, when you look, first of all, Japan isn't the only country that has come out against these three coins. And when it comes to regulation and stuff like that, this is why I am optimistic about Ripple and Ethereum specifically, because of the fact that they have people lobbying behind them in order to kind of make sure, not even that they're not securities, but in order to make sure that they have a cushion in the regulatory space. So things like this will continue to happen. It's kind of sad to hear that they had to delist Augur or plan on delisting Augur. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more of this as time goes on, because this is not, and these are not, the only privacy-oriented coins that we have on the market. So definitely somewhere along the way, just watch out where you have your money because of things like this. So this pretty much goes back to what I was talking about ICOs and countries specifically that will make it. ICO issuers are starting to look to jurisdictions outside the US to set up shop. In an environment of regulatory uncertainty where the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, has begun investigating ICOs and the industry surrounding the capital raising technology, but has yet to make a formal decision on how it will regulate crypto tokens, issuers and other stakeholders are finding other jurisdictions a better bet for launching their projects. A lot of people are moving to different countries, and I think what's going to end up happening is that I think the U.S. will be constrained isn't the word. I think they'll be squeezed in order to give regulations, because a lot of companies have already announced that they're not only leaving New York and California and other places, but they're leaving the U.S. entirely, or they're moving to places like Puerto Rico and stuff like that have easier laws, easier things for taxes. And especially if you can leave and have your ICO launched, there are a lot of countries that have come forward. I think Switzerland is one of them, and there's 5 or 6 other ones who have made it clear that they are all for. Yeah, here we go. For instance, representatives from Switzerland, Liechtenstein, and Gibraltar spoke to the crowd, both assuring listeners that their nations took an extremely reasonable approach without quite the aggressive fretting of U.S. rule makers. The U.S., not to get into politics, is, as we know, the strongest nation in the world, if you want to say that. And as such, I think they're trying to make sure that they do things right. But like this says, laws in the U.S. are based around the Roaring Twenties, which led to the Great Depression. A lot of it is very archaic. The rules that they have and the laws that they have, it's kept things in place for so long, and I don't think that they know or specifically understand how they should be dealing with cryptocurrencies. And it could lead to a situation where other people simply won't do business in their country anymore because they have found so many other places. There's so many other countries who have already come out with their laws, their ICO laws, their cryptocurrency laws, their taxation laws. What is what? There are so many other countries who haven't even, there's no issue on if this coin is a security. They're all kind of crypto. It's kind of telling what could possibly be the future for the US when it comes to people wanting to launch coins and or dealing with coins in the country. Just thought this was kind of interesting because we've seen a lot of this over the last couple of weeks. Still, no one knows when they're going to get it together with the entire regulatory. Like I said, they know what these coins are to them. I don't know what they're waiting for, what special day, what event, but they know exactly what they're going to label these coins as already. They've been having these discussions for over a year now. And it's kind of detrimental to them more than anyone else. Continuing on, UK trading platform LMAX has announced its entrance into the cryptocurrency market, launching an exchange targeting institutional investors. Once again, Financial Times reported yesterday on May 21st, LMAX, which has offered fiat currency trading since its inception in 2010, plans to cement the legitimacy of the cryptocurrency arena as institutional interest continues to grow. They said, "We are furthering the legitimization of the cryptocurrency market by offering institutions a platform on which to acquire, trade, and hold cryptocurrency securely with high quality, deep liquidity," said the CEO David Mercer in a statement. "The rise of institutional trading of cryptocurrencies will be a game changer for the industry." I don't know if you guys saw my last video. It's like bricks on top of bricks solidifying exactly what I said. Whenever I see these two words right here in a article, anywhere that I'm reading, if I hear it in a podcast, I am almost certain, I'm certain at this point that the things that are being built around crypto are no longer for us. That is me and you. That is the listeners. That is you and your friends, unless you have like very rich friends. Everything is being positioned just for these rich people. And this is part of the problem that I have with everything that's going on, because we constantly hear the reason why this is happening, the reason why this isn't happening, the reason why the market is doing this, and the reason why this is so and so and so, and why Coinbase is blah, 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 is because they're getting ready for these rich people who just are not coming. They've been talking about this since January. I don't know. And watch tomorrow. Like I'm saying all this now, and then watch tomorrow the prices completely explode. There's just constant talk about institutional investors, and it's kind of getting to the point now where it's not the we're not welcome, because we are a part of the market, but everything is just catering to rich people who are trying to get into the market. And as of now, it's still yet to be seen when these people will even drop a dime into any part of crypto. Don't know exactly what's taking so long or why so many things are just being geared to these people. But who knows? Like I said, these people probably know something that we do not. There's probably some letter floating around from Hogwarts that we just haven't received yet. Next up, co-founder and head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors, Thomas Lee, has admitted that his prediction of a Bitcoin rally after the consensus conference was wrong. Lee has claimed that the crypto market still faces significant internal resistance and hurdles within traditional financial institutions. Having accurately predicted the growth of crypto markets after the US tax day in April, Tom Lee made another Bitcoin prediction on May 7th, saying that the cryptocurrency will rally during and after the consensus conference takes place in New York on May 14th or 16th. He was not the only one. I read through about 25 different people who all said the exact same thing. They were all certain, due to the history and the past and the things. I even showed you guys before the chart in one of the other videos exactly how the prices had risen. So it's kind of, you can understand a bit where they were coming from. But I think the hype got too much for the market itself. He said, "We expect BTC and cryptocurrencies to behave similarly to prior years and rally during consensus." In a report to his clients on Friday, Tom Lee explained his forecast was based on such factors as the crypto community coming together in a centralized place, which I think it has nothing to do with. You can't run an event of 8,000 people in 8,000 different places around the world through like a video chat and expect it to have the same, energy, as well as the growth in attendance. These factors were expected to have a positive effect on cryptocurrency prices and strengthen the crypto community's conviction. In his tweet on May 18th, Tom Lee confirmed the fact that crypto markets have instead lost up to 10% during consensus, although the conference counted 8,700 participants, which is more than a tripling of attendance in the prior year. Part of the reason a lot of people believe that the prices went down, if you watched consensus, if you saw any of the news that I put out there, it was kind of a free-for-all. Every other year, even this year, because the people behind Omise Go and Ethereum weren't there, which I think was a major loss, as Ethereum is the number 2 coin, and Omise Go is literally kind of on their back when it comes to everything that they're doing. Not having them there, I think, was also detrimental. But normally before, you had news about partnerships, and we're going to be doing this, and we're building this. You had news about the Lightning Network and how it was possible to be used on Litecoin, and there's also possible to be used on other coins, and this coin can do this, and it was more of like a a family event. You know, I don't think these things need to have 8,000 people. People who went to Consensus, they said it may have been one of the worst things they have ever gone to, simply because you couldn't really move around. You know, they had it was a gigantic place, but everything was kind of centered within 2 rooms at one time. So people were standing up looking for a place to listen to the news. You know, you're trying to hear this while someone's bumping into you. People were sitting on the floor because there weren't enough seats. It seems like this should have been spread out, especially when tickets for this were $2,000. So think about 2,000 times 8,700 people. And I think tickets started at 2,000. I think there were actually ways to I think there were like $10,000 tickets and stuff like that if you wanted like a special VIP chair. All this ridiculous things. It seemed more like a cash grab than a literal conference for people in the cryptocurrency space to come together and talk about what they have planned for the market, because I think things have become so tribal. Like literally, things have become so crazy where everyone is fighting each other over what I see. I see you guys in the comment section. Should someone say anything optimistic about one coin, 35 comments, everyone starts tearing that person down. And this is exactly kind of what's the problem with the market right now. I understand everybody wants to make money off of their coin, but you know, it kind of is what it is. This year's Consensus was a complete mess. And this is why it kind of weird that prices went down. But this is part of the reason why I think the market, at least during those days, didn't do too well, because everything was just people trying to boast their own coins. There were like almost mini arguments on stage about which coin was better, and my coin does this and my coin can do that and yours can't. And then they would kind of pass the mic to the other side while like grinning and smirking. It was kind of all ridiculous. Next up, Brian Kelly, the founder and CEO of BKCM LLC, an investment company focused on cryptocurrencies, came out bullish on Bitcoin Cash on CNBC. On Saturday, BCH miners reportedly had a meeting dedicated to funding for a Bitcoin Cash development fund. Miners are looking to allocate some part of the reward they receive from mining and invest it to expand the Bitcoin Cash ecosystem, Kelly explained. The fund development could aid the rise of cryptocurrency's value. He continued, that's how blockchain gained value. You're going to be getting more use cases to the extent that usefulness translates into value. That could be a positive for Bitcoin Cash. After the price surged to 1,600 on May 5th, Bitcoin Cash subsequently declined to the 50-day SMA and formed a head and shoulders pattern, which has a target objective of $650. There's been a lot of talk about Bitcoin Cash recently. A lot of people who were against it are now coming out for it. The people who didn't talk about it before, like the Winklevoss twins, are now in the news talking about how they think it could definitely be it's now being almost referred to how Litecoin was like the silver to Bitcoin's gold. They're now saying Bitcoin Cash could be as valuable as Bitcoin. I said before, it's these people who received Bitcoin Cash during the fork. So when the Winklevoss twins had 200,000 Bitcoin, guess what they received when Bitcoin Cash forked? 200,000 Bitcoin Cash at the exact same time. There's been a lot more talk about it recently, especially Roger Ver has been in the news. There's also been the news about the Bitcoin Cash burn, and now we have news about a potential lockup of some type of Bitcoin Cash funds. I think they're trying to constrain the amount of Bitcoin Cash that's flowing out there, and I definitely believe they can do it, especially while the price is, it's not on here. I think it's around 1,100, 1,200 if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So it's, I want to say it's something to look into. I know a lot of people don't really care for Bitcoin Cash, but there seems to be a lot of hype around it, and I feel like they could be working towards not use cases, but kind of like using it or boosting up the price in some way, because there's just way too much talk around Bitcoin Cash when nothing is really going on except for them talking about ways that they could increase the price. That's kind of, you guys get what I'm saying? So this is kind of crazy. Verge apparently has had a 51% attack. There's a lot to talk about here. Privacy-centric cryptocurrency Verge XVG appears to have succumbed to a 51% attack for the second time since the beginning of April. According to data published on Bitcoin Talk by forum user OC Miner, operator of altcoin mining pool Supernova, an attacker appears to have successfully forked the Verge blockchain throughout a 51% attack. To accomplish this, the attacker manipulated a bug in the Verge code that allows malicious miners to set false timestamps on blocks and then rapidly mine new ones in quick succession. The Verge protocol uses a rotation of 5 mining algorithms and an image supplier by OC Miner, suggests that the attacker gained control of 2 of them. The attacker appears to have carried out the attack between blocks 2155 and 220, enabling the attacker to abscond with approximately 35 million Verge, worth $1.7 million at the current exchange rate in just a few hours. The attacker had subsided by the time of writing, though there does not appear to be anything that could prevent the attacker from resuming it again in the future, which is absolutely crazy. On the same exact thing, this other website reported something the same, but also kind of different. News reaching Ethereum World News indicates that popular privacy coin Verge, XVG, is currently the victim of an ongoing attack that is exploiting vulnerabilities to print out $1,000 worth of Verge by the minute. In the report, the bug in the software is similar to that was exploited only last month. The bug at the time was given the name time malleability and was being exploited by hackers playing around with the timestamp during mining. That 1,000 per minute is absolutely insane. I assume at this point they may have gotten things under control. But the second time in 4, 5, 6 weeks is not good news at all. I know there are a lot of people on this channel who watch this channel who like Verge. I've seen your comments before. You definitely think I should talk about Verge. One, there's not a lot of news about Verge. And when there is news about Verge, it's typically stuff like this. I don't know. I hope they got it under control. It's kind of crazy. This is exactly why it is important to make sure that 51% attacks are not possible on your coin. Or if you are investing into a coin, make sure to figure out exactly where. I mean, it's kind of not even technical, but just, read up on your coin, figure out exactly what's going on. Has it been attacked before? Is it possible for the network to be hacked once again? Because this is very detrimental to your coin. One hack is kind of scary, but being hacked twice over the course of a couple of weeks, especially when apparently this can be exploited once again, is not good if you have your money in Verge. So I hope they get this under control. Next up, Revolut is once again in the news. I forgot what they were in the news a couple of days ago for. UK fintech startup Revolut has just announced via Twitter plans of listing Ripple XRP on the popular mobile app. In the tweet by Chad West, head of marketing and communications at Revolut, he posted a screenshot implying the app was in the process of adding the coin. He said, could this be XRP? And I mean, I don't think any other coin has that symbol unless I'm forgetting something. The confirmation of the addition was made by the official Twitter handle of the Revolut app with a simple yes. Okay, that makes sense. Chad West, who would also confirm the addition of XRP when he replied the following in the same Twitter thread. Guys, the launch is this week. Keep an eye out for updates on our social media accounts and email. I really can't remember what Revolut was talking about just a couple of days ago. They had added something else. I think they were in the news for adding the other top coins and not just Ethereum and Bitcoin. I think they added Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. I want to say they added Omise Go. That could be some other app. But either way, it's nice to hear that smaller platforms that are still being used by other people that are not Coinbase are definitely still adding coins. I don't know what's wrong with Coinbase when they're kind of going to get it together, but it's nice to hear that other platforms are still moving along, progressing in what they should be doing, and that is listing other coins. To finish this off, the VeChain Foundation via Twitter has announced the release of a development plan and a revised white paper for the project. The tweet announced that the new document has an updated governance structure, economic model, and new use cases. The new document will be updated gradually as the project evolves in terms of goals and growth on the new VeChain Thor blockchain that will be released in June of this year. That is not far away. A lot is happening in June for a lot of projects. The VeChain team and project has endured 2.5 years of hard work and has met many people who share their mindset and vision with regards to blockchain technology. As a result, they have managed to gain new like-minded partners such as the recent partnership with DNV GL. Also to note is the recent announcement of the first ICO to utilize VeChain Thor blockchain player project. This project aims at revolutionizing esports on the blockchain by decentralizing every aspect of the industry. The new white paper and development plan is available online for crypto enthusiasts to peruse through and learn more about the project. Of noteworthy mentioning is the project's desire, as outlined in the new development plan and white paper, to comply with regulation and changes that have affected the cryptoverse in the last 6 months. As regulators and governments show an inclination towards adopting blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, VeChain wants to be at the forefront in terms of making sure the project is in line with decisions that will be made on regulation moving forward. On their side, that's actually pretty smart. Like I said, the ones who I can't say this on air. The people who play nice, these will be the ones that definitely make it. So I think it's smart on their part to kind of say, you know, we definitely plan on being compliant, because you do not want what is happening to the privacy coins and Orgor to happen to your project as well. A lot of these coins have raised 10, 20, 30 million dollars getting their project together. And imagine investing all of that money into your coin only to have governments calling out your coin and saying, hey, we're definitely not going to support you, and you may even be banned. So I know VeChain is something that a lot of people like. It's good to hear that they are in the news with something positive. And yeah. All right, everyone. That is definitely going to do it for this video. I'm still shocked. I don't know if it's the weather, if it's the season. There's just so much news coming out. Before, when the market's still, you know, not that great. But even when prices were falling, we had no news at all. And there's just so much news every single day now. It's kind of great to constantly have updates and stuff from these projects and from things that are going on around the world, even if it's not really geared towards us institutional investors. It's still nice to hear that the crypto space is still very active, that people aren't, kind of throwing their hands up in the air and giving up and saying, oh, well, at least we tried. It's nice to hear that things are still moving forward. People still believe in the projects that they have built, and that there's still some type of bullish sentiment, at least for 2018. All right, everyone. It's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys have a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's amazing. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you once again for watching, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.